Hello and welcome to this session on change management. One thing you'll find in business is that change is the only constant. So there are constantly changes going on in your business. Some of them are created from internal things and some of them are hitting you from the outside, causing you to react, causing you to have to adjust and change the way your business operates. And so learning a very simple change management model will help you be more effective at running your business. And so we have a 4-step approach to managing change, and the first is to prepare. And so you've got to be prepared before you actually take steps to make change, and then you implement the change. Then the next step is monitor, and the last step is to adjust or make adjustments along the way. And so if you learn this simple 4-step process, you'll be in a great position to move your business forward. Preparing for change starts with identifying what your current state is. So how are things operating today? And then the next question is drivers. What is driving the need for change in your business? And then you don't want to operate in a vacuum. You want to get input from other people. Maybe it's your employees, maybe it's consultants, maybe it's by reading information on the industry. Get input on, is this happening to other people, other companies, that type of thing. And after you receive input and engage your team in it, then you want to determine your end state. So this is just another way of saying goal. Where do you want your business to be? Today it's in the current state, so then you're going to determine your end state and what do you want that to be. And ultimately, after you determine what that is, you want to make a written plan. And so you want to, similar to your project management, things that you learned, you've got to put it down in a plan so that you can manage that plan. And it's just like a goal. It's another type of a goal. I have a goal of going from this state to this state. And so that's all about being prepared. The next step is to actually implement the change. And so great change management begins with communication. You have to communicate with your team. There are many people in the world that do not like change. They want it to stay exactly the way it is today. And so good communication helps make it easier on your people, whether the people are your employees, it might be your suppliers, you're having to change something with how you interact with your suppliers, it might be your customers. And then give people an opportunity to have feedback. So you go out and you communicate, okay team, we've got to take our company in a new direction or change this big part of our company. So we're going to go through a process to change that. And you communicate that clearly. That's the first step. And then give them some time to have some feedback. And then it may cause you to adjust the plan a little bit. And then ultimately you go through a kickoff, have a kickoff meeting and kick off the change. And so an example of this would be, I worked with a company that manufactured clothing, and they manufactured their own brands. They designed their own brands. They went and got retailers to carry those products, and they were doing very well in the business. But what they started seeing over the time is that the fashion industry was very demanding, and in the fashion industry they had to change their products very frequently. And so it caused a ripple effect where it made employees have a difficult time adjusting to the new products they had to manufacture. It made material sourcing extremely busy. More people had to be hired because it's constantly changing the fabrics and the things that were needed for the materials. It required a big design team to be able to create the next new great thing. It required a lot of marketing to be able to put the message out into the market about the new products that were coming. And so there was a tremendous amount of cost, energy, and resources that went into having their own brand. And so what they decided was, we're going to move into contract manufacturing. So we're going to go to other brands and tell them we will manufacture your products for you. And what that allowed them to do is the marketing, the product design, the material sourcing, all of those things were offloaded to their partner, and then all they had to do was worry about manufacturing the products and doing a great job at that. And so that was a big shift from manufacturing their own products to manufacturing products for other companies, and they went through a process like this. And that communication and getting feedback from the team and making a clear kickoff was a key to it. Next is you go to monitoring. After you've started the change, then you've got to measure how are things going along the way. It's a critical thing. And then update the team. So again, it goes back to communication. Okay, we're in the middle of the change. We're still making a few of our products, but now we're taking on some products from other partners. And so here's how it's going, team. Here's what's happening. And then again, allowing them to have feedback all along the way. Take that feedback from your team, from your customers, from your vendors, whoever it may be that's involved in the change. So you're monitoring along the way, and then be willing to adjust. You may, in your monitoring process, realize we've got to adjust our original plan back here. Now that we've gotten through some implementation and we're monitoring it, we're experiencing some other problems that we didn't anticipate. So we need to adjust, and that's great. And the only way you can do that is to make sure that you are reviewing everything on a regular basis and take a look and see what are the successes, what's going well, what are the areas, what are the issues that we're having. And so we want to celebrate the successes, and then we want to ask ourselves, is there something that we need to do to address some of these issues, an adjustment that we need to make to address these issues. And so that's the key there, is make adjustments. And if you do that and then go back to your team, communicate, okay, here's what we found. These were some things that were going well. Here's some issues we had. These are the adjustments we've made, and you're communicating that out, and then let them have questions and provide answers back. Again, that open communication. So from beginning to end, there's a key to managing change is communication. Right here we call it input, getting input from your team. Here we say communicate to your team, get feedback from your team. Here we say update your team, get feedback from your team. Here we say communicate with your team, and then give them an opportunity to ask questions, you give answers. And then it allows you, and probably about the time that you finish this change, something else will come along and you got to go through the process again. But this simple 4-step process, if you do it with discipline and just manage it this way, a lot of those things that seem like they're insurmountable challenges in your business, once you're using this model, it becomes reasonably easy to get through just about anything. So good luck.